Hey up everybody, and welcome back and welcome to 2020. Well, as you can see, I'm in my coat today because it's only going to be a short video just to say Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for all of the good wishes that I got in comments over Christmas and New Year. That was very much appreciated. So what we're going to do today, as I say, is I'll cover a couple of little items, and then we're going to look at what will be our new project. So we'll start with almost up to, well, I think we're maybe a dozen people off 4,000. That's unbelievable. I thought there'd be, like 50 old fellas like me who'd take an interest, but for all of those of you who watch and who comment and enjoy the videos, thank you very much. It's much appreciated and it really makes doing the videos worthwhile. People keep mentioning Spot, who you can see with his new Christmas present. Somebody bought him a phone and a headset, so at the moment he's just waiting to get connected to his friend in the UK, Liz, or whatever her name is. So we'll just leave him to it. Are you through yet? No, apparently not. Anyway, I understand she's quite busy this time of the year. Okay, so as I say, thanks for the comments, thanks for all the new subscribers, all the good wishes, stuff like that. Speaking of subscribers, look, I made a note. I had an email from, well, the email address was Sally Grant. It was signed Cy, asking me about nickel plated frames. Well, two things to say. First of all, yeah, it wasn't silly. Look at the Rickmans, and I think the Cheney frames, and a couple of the other small production trials frames were nickel plated in the 60s and 70s. But I tried to answer and it kept coming back as undeliverable. So Cy, I hope you saw this, got your answer, and if you want to send me an email, just make sure it's with a different email address. Okay, what else? Right, nothing else I can think of, so new project. This year I'm going to build another Enfield, but that's probably going to be into the summer because I still have a lot of designing to do with regards to the frame and things. So I got thinking about what should we do for a new project. We still have the headless and ongoing. All the bits are away, the bearings are getting rebabbited. I found someone else to do them who was less than a third of the price of the first people, and I got some really good recommendations for these people. And not only can they rebabbit the bearings, but they're going to do the line boring, which means unfortunately I won't be able to show you that being done, but it's being done there. And they also do camshafts, so that's all the way being done. So new project. Right, well, I got thinking about it and I thought, we've done a trials bike, we've done basically what is a road race bike. Oh, by the way, look, I finally got around to putting the longer hose on. So I thought we should do something different. So, trials bike, road race bike, we need to do a scrambler. But like the trials bike and like the cafe racer, we're not going to do a scrambler. We're not going to do a motocrosser. We're going to do a scrambler like we would have seen in the 60s and so on. So I was also feeling a bit tight, so I decided what we'd do is like this, we'd make it a bitzer. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out and look to see what we've got that we can put together to build ourselves a nice 1960s style scrambler, which means, and I must admit I've got this in the back of my mind, something like a Rickman or a Cheney or even the Gold Star, something that looks like a bike and not like some great big ball stretching thing that's 6 feet tall. Alright, so let's go and look on the shelves. Now as we're going to be moving about, I'm going to hand hold you, so unfortunately you'll get that little bit of whirring from the autofocus. So what have we got? Well, let's start with a frame. Let's see, can I zoom you out a bit? Alright, well here's oh, hang on a second, the little red thing's just come up. Let me put a new battery in. Right, we're back and full of electricity. Okay, well as you can see,
BSA frames. That orange one at the back actually is a Suzuki RL250 trials frame with a Montesa tank seat unit sitting on top of it. Okay, interesting thing about the Montesa tank seat units is, of course, here in the States they were fiberglass, whereas in the UK they were just a fiberglass cover over the alloy tank, because as you at home know, you can't store petrol in plastic or fiberglass tanks. That, for those of you who don't know, is a leftover from the 60s and the cafe races, when people were sort of surviving road accidents on their cafe races, but then the tanks would burst and they get burnt to death. So now you can buy the covers, but it's getting hold of an alloy tank is difficult. Alright, anyway, I'm rambling again. So what have I got in the way of a frame? You see some hubs there as well. BSA. Now there's a B25 frame. You can tell because it doesn't have the little strengthening piece above the swinging arm spindle. But I do have, that's not it, that's a B50 road frame. I think, oh, that one at the back there, I think. Yeah, that looks like it. I know I have a B50 MX frame that I don't have a registration for. So that means it would be a complete pain in the arse to get registered here in New York. So it makes a good basis for an off-road bike. And it's the MX frame, which works really well. So we've got a frame and swinging arm for a motocrosser. Now then, let's have a look. Engines. Well, we've got lots of BSA engines. That end one actually is a really seized up B40. Even got a monoblock on it. Then we've got our Enfield stuff. Then we've got a Honda engine that somebody gave me. And then we have got, now remember I was thinking Rickman. I've still got two Yamaha 650 engines. Now when we've had this little walk round, no, I tell you what, I'll show you the stuff when we do the next video, which is going to be the planning for it. But I am pretty sure that that will fit in the B50 frame. So there we go, engine, swinging arm and frame. Let's take a little walk outside. Yes, look. Snow again. What we're going to do is going to go around to the shed. Come on. Cold weather, the dorms. Alright. Now let's see. I brought some illumination with me. Here we go. Now then. There, TY250, Yamaha 650. Now then, let me put that light up there. What I do have at the back here, I think it's these. It's either those or those. I think it's these. Are a pair of KDX 400 Kawasaki. Basically the scrambler, the off-road bike. So there's a pair of forks. So we got frame, engine, forks. Now then, let's go back inside. I hope you're not getting bored. Apparently it's going to warm up again. Alright, so frame, forks, engine. Oh, you didn't see it out there, but I have one of the B50 alloy tanks as well. This is all going to look very strange on video, going in from the light and the dark. Now then, down here, I know I have let me see what it says on this label. KDX 400. I have a pair of wheels for a KDX 400. So things are looking good. Tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to drag all this stuff out, put it on the bench so we can have a bit closer look. Alright, there we go. Back wheel, alloy rim. I know I've got a brake plate because this was a complete bike I bought. Whoa, 20 years ago nearly. Maybe not quite that long, but very nearly.
So it's back wheel. Front wheel, as you see, it's got its brake plate. The wheel spindle's tied to there. I bet you the wheel spindle is in the brake plate somewhere. Forks, yokes, B50 MX frame. It is an MX frame, even though it's got all the stuff on it for a road bike, and it's got a sticker on it, so it must have been road registered at one time. But the wheel spindle I've had to saw out to get the back wheel out, and to me it doesn't even look as if it's straight, the swinging arm, so we might have to do something with that. I have a couple of these alloy tanks, so we have one of them, and there's the Yam 650 engine, which I've done the same as I did, you may remember, with the XS 750 when we were finagling it into the Norton. This frame, as you can see, has been completely stripped out frame. This engine's been completely stripped out, the crank, the gearbox, everything like that, so I can manhandle it. And I don't know if from that angle you can see, but that will fit in. We'll probably have to do something with the bottom of the frame, but that will go in there. Nice, tightish fit, but it will go in, and then it'll be just like a Rickman Triumph. You know, 650 Triumph twin and a Rickman frame. Bat around on that. So there you go. This is what awaits you this coming year. And with that, I'm going back up to the house to finish my holidays, and you go off and enjoy yourselves.